Shalom Aleichem. Today I make a video about the 10 covenants of YAHUAH with us Israel, because they are all important and none is nullified, none is done away. Yeah, we have 10 covenants, and so we go through the scriptures. And before we start, I will read Matthew 6 9 to 11. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And we will read Numbers 6, verse 22 to 24 to 26. Yahuwah bless thee and keep thee. Yahuwah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious to you. Yahuwah lift his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Amen. And we start with the first covenant. It is a covenant with Adam. Adam means man, or man. And Eve means living. Yeah, the two belong together. So the Adam covenant is in Genesis 28 to 29. Here he says, and Elohim said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. And Elohim blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it should be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and every thing that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And Elohim saw that everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So let us stop here. Yahuwah gave us the dominion over the whole creation. That means we shall not destroy the earth. We shall not steal what doesn't belong to us, because to us belongs only vegetables, fruit, seed, and nuts, but not meat. Meat was not made for us to eat. And Adam was even permitted to give the animals names. We go to Genesis 2. to 19. And out of the ground YAHUAH, Ahayah, Elohim, formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was named thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air, to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. So here YAHUAH permits Adam to call the animals names. So animals were made for us to make us smile, to make us happy, not to destroy them or to kill them. And our job is to to bring forth children. These are the three jobs since we were made. And the signs, we have signs. It is the tree of life, it is the Garden of Eden, the paradise, and YAHUAH was with us in the midst of the garden, and the shepherd was a sign, even already in Eden. And why it was this covenant is not nullified, but we have not really understood what we should do, because we have sinned. Yeah, we are not anymore perfect, so we are not in Eden, and not, since that YAHUAH, Ahayah, had planned to call us back to Eden, to make us able cleanse from all our sins, to pay the death penalty of sinners and death. That's why Yahushua came to destroy the Torah of sinners and death, not the Torah of life, which it is written here in the scriptures. And we go further. The second covenant is the covenant with Noah. Noah means rest and peace. We go to Genesis 6. And it came to pass, when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, and that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of man, that they were fair, and they took them the wives of all which they chose. And YAHUAH said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. And there were Nephilim in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the son of Elohim came in unto the daughters of man, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And Elohim saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented YAHUAH that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And YAHUAH said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repents me that I have made them. And Noah found grace in the eyes of YAHUAH. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with Elohim. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. And Elohim looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. That's the story before the first time judgment of YAHUAH came upon the earth, because he was filled up with our iniquities, with our lawlessness. Let us continue here. And Elohim said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of copper wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, and breadth of the 50 cubits, and the height of it is 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof with lower second and the third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy our flesh, wherein is the breath of life. From under heaven and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy son's wife with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring unto the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and after cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee, to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to all that Elohim commanded him, so did he. And YAHUAH said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by 7, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by 7s, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all that YAHUAH commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of the waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his son's wife with him, into the ark because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowl and of everything that creeps upon the earth. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as Elohim had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 7th day of the month, it came the same day where all the foundations of the deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And the self-same day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth the son of Noah, and Noah's wives and the 3 wives of his sons with them, into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird after his sort. And they went into Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as Elohim had commanded him, and YAHUAH shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the earth, and was lifted up above the earth. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly exceedingly upon the earth, and on all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beasts, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life. Of all that was in the dry land died, and every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both men and cattle, and the creeping things and the fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. And Elohim remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And Elohim made a wind to pass over the earth, and waters assuaged. The fountains also in the deep, and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of 150 days the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, and the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven. A raven is an unclean bird. The raven didn't do what Noah said. The dove did. Which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the soul of her food, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. But he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet over 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. This is the sign for the Ruach HaKodesh. And he stayed yet other 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and the 70th day of the month, was the earth dried completely. And Elohim spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife, and thy sons, and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living that is with thee, all of flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth, that they may spread abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his son's wife with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creeps upon the earth after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto YAHUAH, and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And YAHUAH smelled a sweet savor, and YAHUAH said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imaginations of man's heart is evil from his youth. neither will I again smite any more in everything that living, as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, the cold and heat, and summer and winter and day and night shall not cease. And Elohim blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, Be ye fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moves upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be meat for you, even as a green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye never eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man. At the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheds a man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For the image of Elohim made he man. And you be fruitful and be multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And Elohim spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth, which with you, from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And Elohim said, This is the token of the covenant which I had made between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in a cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. The bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between Elohim and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And Elohim said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between you, me, and all flesh upon it that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Yeah, and we stop here. This is the story of Noah. Noah was a righteous man. He was the only one righteous man beside of Enoch, who was righteous in that time. And we want to collect together the Noah covenant, what it all means. Never again a flood to destroy the earth. Water will from now on be a sign for salvation. The next judgment will be by fire, the same like what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, at the end of times. And we see here we have the Noah Torah. When you want to here you can see that the Torah was already given in Eden, and slowly by slowly Yahuwah had revealed his requirements for all men. And the sign is the rainbow. And no, the rainbow has not 6 colors like the most things. It has 7, because 7 is the number of Yahuwah. So, and we go to the third covenant. It is the Abraham covenant. He's threefold with Isaac, Jacob, and Israel, and 12 patriarchs with us. And Genesis 12:3 and 50:26 and Exodus 2:24. It says we will be a nation, one nation. Yeah. We will become without numbers like the stars, and without numbers like the dust at the sea. And the whole area from Africa, Saudi Arabia, is Israel, because this small part of Israel isn't the whole place. We'll read Genesis 12:3. From verse 2. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. And we go to Genesis 13. It was where Lot and Abraham had an issue, because Abraham was big, Lot was big. Lot is the father of the Amorites and Moabites and all these other people. They don't really belong to us. Abraham and they have separated each other, and after that YAHUAH had spoken to him in verse 14. And YAHUAH said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, that to thee I will give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thee thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. And for those who are not really thinking, there is no kind of Middle East. Israel is exactly, in original way, Africa. It is a part of Africa, and it connects Asia and Europe with Africa, and it is the heart of the whole planet. Yeah, and Jerusalem is the city of the whole universe. When there is no Israel, there is no peace. When there is no Israel, there is no chance to have peace, and no way to get salvation with YAHUAH. And he has promised us the Messiah YAHUAH, because Abraham is the Yeshua is also called, or YAHUAH is called son of Abraham and son of David. When you Matthew 1 says exactly this. Let's shortly look to Matthew 1. Here he says, the book of the generation of YAHUAH HaMashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham. when you don't exactly understand that the bloodline of Yahushua has to fulfill what he says, what the old covenant says, you cannot truly understand the new one. Yeah. Here we have the complete generations, 14 generations, and look, makes it more interesting because it goes back to Adam. Yeah. And this means when you don't understand the first side of the matter, you cannot understand the second part of it. And the sign of the covenant is the circumcision on the 8th day. And you have also to circumcise your heart, your thoughts, your soul, your body, your spirit, everything of yourself. That's the covenant with Abraham. And we go to the fourth part. To Moses and Israel. The whole book from Exodus to Deuteronomy and Yahushua tells us all the requirements what we have to do if we want to belong to the Elohim of Israel. The Sinai covenant is the marriage to Israel. It is also the establishment of divine liturgy and covenant sacraments. And the signs are the Ark of the Covenant, the Tabernacle, the 613 requirements, the fire and cloud pillar. The glory of Yahuwah was visible for everyone in midst of us. The El Shekinah was there, and he gave us the code name of his name. Exodus 3:13-15. It is a code name over us. Yeah. When you want to belong to the Israel, you have also to know his name, because he wants you to use his name. We go to Exodus 3:13-15. And Moses said unto Elohim, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The Elohim of your fathers hath sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And Elohim said unto Moses, I am that I am. Asher, Ahayah, Asher. And he said, This shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, or Ahayah has sent me unto you. And Elohim said moreover unto Moses, This shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, YAHUAH, Ahayah, Elohim of your fathers, the Elohai of Abraham, the Elohai of Isaac, and Elohai of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. He has told us his name, and why don't we use his name? And he has promised us the Messiah too. He has promised us the Messiah, and he came. You don't have to wait anymore. We go to Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. Yahuwah thy Elohim will raise up unto thee a Hanavi, or prophet, from the midst of thee of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of Yahuwah thy Elohim in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahuwah that my Elohim, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And Yahuwah said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a Hanavi, or prophet, from among the brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it from him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thy heart, how shall we know that the word which Yahuwah had not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of Yahuwah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Yahuwah has not spoken, but the prophet has spoken presbytely, thou shalt not be afraid of him. So he says here, I will raise a prophet, the Messiah among us, so that he shall speak to us the Torah. He cannot speak something else. So we continue with the Aaronic covenant with his sons. It stands in Exodus 40, verse 15, Leviticus 2, verse 13, Numbers 18, verse 19, Jeremiah 33, verse 21. I don't read yet now exactly the whole things, but I explain a little bit. YAHUAH Ahayah requires, says also, when we have recovered in Yahushua, we are called to be priests and kings and queens before him. He wants us as a holy generation without lawlessness, without rebellion. Yeah? An Aaronic covenant was made with Aaron. Aaron is the Levite, and the Yahuwah wanted to separate out of the midst of the world people who worship him in spirit and in truth. He wanted an eternal priesthood of royal priesthoods, and the new renewed covenant says to us, we are the royal priesthood. So if you don't understand the first covenant, you cannot understand the second one. And the sign which was given to Aaron is the salt. And Yahushua says to us, ye are the salt of the world. So it comes from this. But we go now to the Phineas covenant. It's written in Numbers 25, verse 11 to 15. We read it because it could be the best example how zealous you shall be for the sake of the kingdom of Yahuwah. Verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianist woman in the sight of Moses and the sight of all the congregations of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of congregation. They have done idolatry. They have bowed down and sacrificed unto other Elohims. It is also explained in Amos 5:25 and Acts 7 that that's exactly what he says. They have joined themselves to worship Baal Peor, and they have caused that Yahuwah was angry, with our people. And now let us see what Phinehas has done to stop the wrath of Yahuwah. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel, and those that died in the plague was 20 and 40,000. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, has turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. God is jealous. Elohim is jealous. He wants our absolutely passionate zeal for him. He will never accept it when you are lawless. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him a covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his Elohim, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israel that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianist woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Simeonites, and the name of the Midianist woman that was slain was Cosbi, and the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people and of a chief house in Midian. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their veils, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague of Peor's sake. So, and let us recover it. It is a priesthood, an everlasting priesthood. It is a covenant of peace. Who is the Prince of Peace? It is Yahushua. Yeah? It is a seamless robe, and the mither. It is a very precious close dress code. It is a design, the seamless robe and the mither. And we go further. We have the seventh covenant. It is the covenant with David. David, everyone knows the story of David. It's written in the second book of Samuel 7, verse 11 to 13 and 23, verse 5. It is the everlasting dynasty, the throne for all eternities. Yeah. The sign is the throne. The temples started with the Solomon's temple, the Herodians temple, the temple of Herod, the Ezekiel temple for chapter 40 to 48. It is that one will come very soon, and the tabernacle of Yahuwah in the midst of the people, at the end of times. And it is a preview of the millennium when the Messiah will rule as king from Jerusalem. Then we continue with the 8th covenant. It is the covenant which the Messiah, our Messiah, has made. It is Yahushua's covenant, written in Isaiah 54 verse 3, Jeremiah 31 to 34. He is Yahuwah, Ahayah in flesh. First up, he's the Son of Man and he's Son of God. He's the Son of Elohim. He's the creator of all the covenants, and he cannot abolish one of them. But because if he would do, he wouldn't be the Messiah. He's the giver of all covenants. He established all covenants and keeps them. He is the one who remarries Israel after we were harlots. He remarries us. He's the eternal covenant of all eternities. He renews the covenants. And his sign is a tree of sacrifice. It was not a T cross or X cross, it was a tree. It is a wood. It had to be a wood because on a wood we have sinned. From the tree we have plucked up the fruit. And this next sign is the tree of life. And the renewed covenant is the blood. It has sealed us with him. Matthew 26 verse 28, Mark 14:24, Luke 22 verse 10, and Hebrews 12 verse 24. And the renewed covenant with Israel is the 9th covenant. Romans 9 to 12 and Jeremiah 31 to 34. The renewed covenant can only start if you have accepted Yahushua and when you keep the Torah, the 613 covenants. When you don't keep it, you don't belong to it, and you don't have a renewed covenant. To the renewed covenant belongs the 10 lost tribes, or so-called Goim. And they are grafted in the wild olive tree. And the real pagans have to leave, including the 10 lost tribes. You have to leave all paganism which is not from Yahuwah, everything. And then he will graft you in the complete holy olive tree. And what have you done to do? You have to keep the Torah, you have to keep the feasts of Yahuwah, you have to keep the Shabbat, you have to keep the new moon, you have to accept the Messiah, and you have to ask him to forgive you for your rebellion against him. And then the Ruach HaKodesh takes the room in you. Then you are a temple of himself. He don't want really a temple made of stone first. He wants first to live in us, then he will also live in a real visible temple. He wants us first to make us holy before he can live among us. The signs of the renewed covenant is the olive tree, the eternal Shabbat, the millennium when Yahushua will rule among us. The two temples, the secret temple, verse 40 to 48. And the temple which Yahushua will restore when the son of lawlessness is destroyed. And he will restore the kingdom of Israel for 1,000 years. And the glory of Yahuwah will return visible unto us. It is the pillar and fire cloud. Yeah. And then we have the 10th covenant. It is the covenant with the bride. The bride is not a church. The bride is not a building. It is Israel. Yeah, and it is written in the whole scripture, but mostly in the book of Revelation. It is a marriage supper of the Lamb. It is a remarriage to Israel with a ring. Yeah, the ring is the Shabbat. It is a renewed covenant, and it is the fulfilling of all good works, and the fight of fate is then over, yeah, on earth. What you have to do is to keep the Torah and to have the testimony in Yahushua. That is the so-called traditions of the saints. Yeah. And the signs is the marriage supper of the Lamb. It is a Passover renewed in the kingdom of heavens on earth. The new Jerusalem will come. The tabernacle of Yahuwah will be in the midst of us. The tree of life will be also here again, and the old earth and the old creation is passed over, completely away. And it is the fulfilling of all covenants of all eternities. Yahuwah stands to all his covenants, and he has never nullified one of this. And he is a covenant-keeping Elohim. And we will read what he promised when we were found perfect to enter into the complete renewed covenant. We go to Revelation 21, verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of the heavens saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Elohim is with man, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Elohim himself shall be with them and be their Elohim. And Elohim shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make everything new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Aleph and Tav, the beginning and the end, and I give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the waters of life freely. He that overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his Elohim, and he shall be my son. Yeah, but who to them who breaks one of the covenants. We continue. But the fearful and unbelieving, the abominable and murderers and warmongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Yeah. This is, you have to decide to whom you want to marry, to be remarried. With Satan for all eternity, or to keep the covenants. Then you are Israel, then you are found worthy to enter the 10th eternal covenant. Otherwise you will be out. Yeah? Then you are not Israel, and the renewed covenant doesn't belong to you. So before we stop, we will read a psalm. Psalms 99. Yahuwah reigns, let the people tremble. He sits between the cherubims, let the earth be moved. Yahuwah is great in Zion, and he is high above all the earth. All the people, let them praise thy great and terrible name, for it is holy. The king's strength also love judgment. Thou dost establish equity, thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. Exalt ye Yahuwah our Elohim, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. They called upon Yahuwah, and he answered them. He spake unto them in the cloudy pillar. They kept his testimonies in audience that he gave them. Thou answered them, O Yahuwah, our Elohim, thou wast the Elohim that forgavest them. Thou tookst advantage of their inventions. Exalt Yahuwah our Elohim, and worship at his holy hill, for Yahuwah our Elohim is holy. Amen. And before I stop, I will read Exodus 20. God is the heart of all covenants. And Elohim spake all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other Elohims before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah thy Elohim, I am a jealous ale, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hates me, and showing mercy unto the house of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahuwah thy Elohim in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that takes his name.
Bakaidas Yitzchok V'hoishiyayni L'man Shemeichu Zechoir bris Averuvon Bakaidas Yitzchok Ushai Shviso Holaya